never was one. It's you. Life without you was an incomplete dream. You are every sweet dream come true.
Oh, I had a dream the other night I really have to mention. I saw musicians left and right meeting for a swing convention. When they sent the music around there, everyone was going to town there. They had an all-night jamboree. They held it in Manhattan. They took the trade from Carnegie. Soon they had the whole town scatting. Everybody leaned to the swing side. I was sitting right at the ringside. Swing King Benny Goodman joined that jubilee. Then came Tommy Dorsey. He made history. At the Broadway Jamboree, Calloway had everybody swaying.
Skiddly whoa.
Marshall Ray had old Manhattan saying, doo-doo, la-la-la-dee-dee-dee-ho.
Even Toscanini,
He left his symphony, and that's when jig time got into the big time, with everyone jamming, shimmy, shamming, basses groaning, saxes moaning, Tommy Dorsey, hot trombone in hat.
break it up,
The Broadway,
shake it down,
at the Broadway Jamboree.
Quiet! How can we hold a dress rehearsal with all this noise?
Yeah, dress rehearsal, all this noise.
Take a note. When we try out in Philadelphia next week, put Penny and the Playboys in the first act. There'll be a wham.
First act, wham. Well, as long as you're moving them up, how's about giving me a chance? My stuff will wow 'em.
We've got enough wows. What we want are more whams and bops.
Well, the only reason I took this job as your secretary is because I thought it'd lead to something better.
It is better. Better than starving to death. How many times do I have to tell you, if you want to smoke, go out in the alley? Not that I care, but you know how strict they are about the fire, Lord.
Look at Chester James.
Look, boys, I knew I shouldn't have eaten that Western sandwich.
How are you? Say, is this where Oklahoma's practicing?
You might call it that. Are you looking for someone?
Yeah,
Well, can I help you?
no, I look for myself.
In a minute, you're liable to find yourself out in the alley.
Not when you know who my uncle is.
Is that so? Who's your uncle?
He's the head back of the show.
Oh, well, why didn't you say so in the first place?
They threw me out of the first place. I want to see Mr. King.
Well, that's me.
Is that so? Then you're the very man I'm looking at.
Yeah. Listen, I've got a contract with your uncle, and I'm sticking to the letter of it.
Here's the letter.
I know your uncle very well.
It is.
Dear Mr. King, here is my nephew Oswald. He's quite a card. So you're quite a card, huh?
Oh, sure, quite a card.
He played the villain in our drama club play, and everybody in town has hated him ever since. That was only because you gave such a convincing performance, huh?
Oh,
He has a great many ideas about theatricals, and I'm sure he will be of much help to you. Cordially, Herman Spear.
That's my uncle.
Yes. You just take a seat. We're pretty busy around here.
Oh, that's all right. I'm going to let you go right ahead.
That's fine. Thanks.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's have the girls.
Oh, well.
Mr. King! Mr. King!
What is it?
You'd better come and cool Miss Bradley down. She's plenty sore.
What's the matter with her?
I think maybe it's that naked horse stunt.
Hold everything, girls. I'll be right back. Oh, why does everything...
I don't care who says so. I won't do it. I'll quit first. I swear I'll
Well,
quit.
everything going all right?
Just dandy.
What's the matter?
What's the matter? That's the matter. Imagine me riding a horse down Broadway in that.
You're right. How could anybody get their foot in a stirrup like that?
Oh, don't try to be funny. It's cheap, common, and vulgar, and I won't do it. I'll quit first. And I'll quit, too.
As soon as I get my fur coat paid for.
Now, listen, Betty.
I know I don't amount to anything. I know I'm getting the chance of a lifetime, a lead in a Broadway show. But if I have to do things like this, I'm going back to Oklahoma.
You're perfectly right. This is an outrage. An outrage. And no member of my company has to stand for anything like that. Who suggested this?
You did.
Oh, I might have known. Well, if it's your idea, you wear it.
Now, listen, baby. Get out of here, both of you.
Who suggested it? His memory is the thing he forgets with.
Get out of here. Betty, try to understand. Publicity is the lifeblood of this racket. Didn't I tell you when I brought you from Oklahoma I'd make something out of you?
Yes, something. But what?
Now, look here. Aren't you featured as the typical Oklahoma girl in Oklahoma? And that's only the beginning.
What's next? Miami or Rhode Island?
Now, baby, you're just sore.
You bet I'm sore. I didn't complain when you made me pose for pictures ankle deep in a corral at the stockyard. And I stood for it when you picked Rodeo Week to tell the papers I was looking for a cowboy sweetheart. But there has to be an end somewhere, and this is it.
There'll be no more of that. Honest.
Now remember, that's a promise. One more of your brilliant publicity stunts and I'm going bye-bye.
And I wouldn't blame you a bit. No more publicity stunts. Even when we're married.
Oh, now, wait a minute. We started this on a business basis. We'd better keep it that way.
I know you really don't mean that.
Mr. King!
Coming. And I'm not giving up. But, honey, I still think you look awful cute on that horse. Sorry, the pillow slipped out of my hand.
Here's the program proof for the Philadelphia tryout. Will you look it over?
Get out that red carpet. Philadelphia, here we come.
You like to flit about while I just sit about. You know you've got me on a limb. You think I'll stay around while you just play around. But let me warn you, the chances are slim. I know you love to fly, my fine feathered friend. Someday you'll fly too high, my fine feathered friend. I know that every bird has to try his wings, and I can see you're planning, going places, seeing things. I'll make just one request, my sweet chickadee. Don't find some cuckoo's nest and run out on me. We two belong together, what do you intend? You've got me up a tree, my fine feathered friend. My fine feathered friend. My fine feathered friend. I know that everybody has to try his wings, and I can see you're planning on going places, seeing things. I'll make just one request, my sweet chickadee. Don't find some cuckoo's nest and run out on me. We two belong together. What do you intend? You've got me up a tree, my fine, fine feathered friend.
Thanks. I hope they like it as well in New York.
It was wonderful.
Say, is that Bradley girl something?
Come in.
Miss Stardust, I believe?
Oh, Don. Was I all right? Do you think they like me?
You were a wham tonight, baby. When we open in New York next week, you're going to be a bop.
New York is calling, Mr. King.
Thanks. Hello? Hello, Edwards. Where are you?
In your office. How'd it go? That's great. But, listen, I've got something to tell you.
Save it. I'll be there in a couple hours. Send out for some supper for me. Oh, minestrone, some goulash, club sandwich, couple of bottles of beer, and some of that birdseed with the coffee cake underneath it.
Say, you gonna eat that all alone?
No, I'll probably have some bicarbonate soda with it. You get that? Okay. Goodbye, sweet. See you in a week. Tonight, indigestion will be a pleasure. Well, Joe, this is what I call direct connections, and boy, am I hungry. Oh, excuse me, I thought you were Joe.
No, I'm the new man. I just started today.
Fine. Boys, the show's a riot, a suckle. Ought to run longer than Niagara Falls. If we don't knock those critics for a loop opening night, I'll eat the scenery without mustard. What's the matter?
I found out something when we got back from Philadelphia this morning.
What was it?
Looks like we can't open next Monday.
Can't what?
The milk fund benefit has been moved up to that night. And if we try to compete with it, we're dead. The only thing I can suggest is postpone the opening.
Postpone November 20th? Why, it's our whole setup, our ace in the hole. In case you've forgotten, the 20th, the date the state was admitted to the Union.
Well, if you don't change it, we won't have any audience. Everybody of any importance in New York will be at that benefit.
I tell you, we can't change. It's in the contract.
It's too bad it wasn't made a state on the 19th or the 21st.
Maybe we can get Congress to change it. They're awful willing lately.
Well, they won't. So we've got to figure out a stunt to get attention. Come on. Start thinking. Give out something. What are we going to do?
I've been intending to have Betty Bradley's jewels stolen next Sunday.
That's a new one. Besides, what jewels?
How about making her a child bride? They always make the front page.
You're as bad as he is.
You're so smart, you think of something.
I'm not supposed to think. I'm the producer. But I just got a great idea. I can go broke cheaper without your help.
Well, if you don't go broke, you're going to ruin a lot of smart bettors.
You're fired. Now scram out of here and take the child bride with you.
That suits me fine. If I stay around here much longer, I'll be as dumb as you are.
Yeah, as dumb as you are.
And I hope your show lays a cake. That's a dozen eggs.
Take that away. My appetite's gone, probably for good.
Maybe I can bring it back, Mr. King. I think I've a way out for you. When I was press agent for our college shows, I always operated on the theory of arousing desire through inaccessibility. You know, creating an interest in something that can't be had.
All Oklahoma can be had, but with that benefit against us, we won't have anybody to have it.
Well, that's just where my idea starts. You see, it's all predicated on conditioned behaviorism.
What's on your mind without the big words?
Well, it's just this. Folks always want what they can't get.
That's right. I used to know a blonde in Dayton.
You've got it. Don't let them have your show.
What's my show got to do with that blonde in Dayton?
Here's the angle, Mr. King. You hire somebody to impersonate a wealthy prince. Now, this prince has seen Miss Betty Bradley's picture in the paper and has become enamored of her. He buys out the house for the opening night, so she must play for him alone.
Sounds like you got something there, but I can't figure out what it is.
Look, Mr. King, by such a device, trick, you can open your show right on schedule, yet you needn't compete with the benefit.
I'm sold. But it's got to be for a whole week. I'll do it up big.
Well, that's swell. You'll build up a terrific public interest in this new star, this Betty Bradley. And the second week, people will be fighting for tickets.
Say, for a college guy, you're a pretty smart fella. But no princes. The phonies spoil that racket.
But this isn't a real prince. We just make him up, you know, like a fairy story.
I don't care how he's made up. I don't like princes. Say, what's your name?
Hal Adams.
How long you been in town?
Oh, about a week.
Where you from?
Ohio, but I went to Yale.
How does it happen a young fellow like you's a waiter?
Oh, it's the only job I could find. I have to pay my room rent and eat, and being a waiter solves both problems at once.
Say, do you know anybody in this town?
Only my landlady.
Where you don't live anymore. You are now a millionaire from Oklahoma.
I'm a... Oh, no, you don't.
Sure, we'll make you into a millionaire just like a fairy story. You followed Betty Bradley to New York. You don't know her, see, but you're you know what you said, enamored of her?
No, I don't want to make love to anybody.
Oh, so you got no romance, huh? Well, so much the better. Now, look, Here's a chance for you to have everybody's dream, to be a millionaire. I'll furnish you with the swellest hotel suite in New York. I'll get you the finest clothes money can buy, a town car, a chauffeur. I don't care what it costs. All you have to do is watch the show every night for a week, act like you have $20 million, and pretend to be in love with Betty Bradley.
What kind of a looking girl is she?
What do you care how she looks? I'm paying you to make love to her.
I know it. A dog.
You're crazy. She's gorgeous. But she's a mighty smart girl, and you'll have to play your part perfectly or she'll get wise. And if she does, we better both start running.
Okay, it's my idea. I guess I'm stuck with it.
Great. I never should have fired that Edwards. He had an opener.
An opener? Oh, I'm sorry. How much is this one?
$150 a suit, but it'll last you a lifetime.
How much does that figure on a weekly basis?
And what's the price of this one here?
$100.
That's the one I'd go for.
You like that one? All right, I'll take it. And that one, too.
Oh, fine, fine.
You know, I must be sartorially perfect.
What's the difference as long as you're well dressed?
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. I'll rush these right through. Thank you.
Are you guys appliances for that bodyguarding job?
Yeah, what about it?
What's this profession coming to?
I'm only an honest tailor, sir.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, these guys are all milliners.
It's outside. I forgot to tell you, I had some bodyguards sent over so you can pick one out.
What for? I can take care of myself.
You don't get it. A bodyguard will make you look like an important guy.
Get out, I tell you! Get out!
Hey, what's going on here?
I'll see you around.
Say, what is this?
I'm your new bodyguard. How am I doing?
Well, it looks like you've done it. What's your name?
Dave. But all my friends call me Daisy.
Daisy, huh? How'd you get so husky?
Oh, I've always talked like this.
No. I mean your size.
Oh, playing football. I won my double S before they kicked me out.
Oh, you did?
Double S?
Uh-huh.
Then you matriculated.
No, they watched us too close.
I hope you're unmarried.
Yeah, twice.
Well, if you're going to work for me, you'll have to look a little neater. Here, pick yourself out a suit of clothes, and I'll see you later.
A suit?
You better be awfully nice to me from now on.
Nice to you. Well, you see the stories I planted in the paper. You'll be the streamline Romeo.
Speaking of Romeos, have those flowers been sent to my Juliet?
2 dozen roses.
2 dozen roses? Is that all? Get me the florist, please. 2 dozen roses. Hello, florist. This is Hal Adams speaking. I'd like to add to that order going to Miss Betty Bradley in Philadelphia. Send 6 or 8 baskets of assorted flowers and a dozen orchids and a few nice plants. Thank you. That's the way to say it with flowers.
Boy, that was Lincoln's Gettysburg Address.
Hey, Love Boat. What do you say, honey, to you and me going out and seeing Philadelphia?
I saw it in the newsreel.
Hey, look. Somebody must be landscaping a room.
Yeah.
Don't change the subject. You better not pass me by, babe. I'm 1 in a million.
And so are your chances. Anyway, I don't go out with a hired help. Now, if you were an artiste...
What do you mean, an artiste? You think I'm not an artiste?
It's just a hunch.
Oh, listen, babe. I do everything. Sing. I do imitations, too.
Is that my fault?
Get a load of this. An imitation of a little 6-year-old girl speaking her first piece. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high o'er vales and hills. When suddenly I saw a crowd of golden daffodils beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze.
I also do Tyrone Power.
What of it? After all, you'd still look like you.
I'm not so hard to look at.
Here, enjoy yourself. This place looks like the opening of a Hollywood meat market. Did you ever see anything so ridiculous in your life? And they've been coming since early this morning. Who from? Oh, that fellow who bought out the house for our first week in New York. You know, the oil baby.
Sure enough. In Oklahoma, forget-me-not. Gee, aren't you thrilled? It's in all the papers, too.
Oh, who cares? Would you be interested in a man who threw all his money away? No, but I'd be interested in him while it lasted. Why, this Adams must have millions. And you know, I like that in a man. Well, I think he's insane. I wish somebody'd give me something. I had a boyfriend once who gave me a little bunch of flowers, but the tightwad picked him in my own front yard. I know what I'm gonna do. Please send up some bellboys. I want these flowers sent over to the Children's Hospital. And if any more come, send those over, too. I'll make his money do some good. But I hope he won't be annoying me next week in New York. Well, if all this annoys you, tell him about me. I'll let him drive me crazy. Oh!
Here he is now. Come on.
Come on, stand back,
I could sure go for a dish like him.
You'd better go for those dishes at home in the sink. Come on.
Let us have just one more, Mr. Adams. That's fine. Thank you.
Well, Mr. Adams, I hope you enjoy the show. It's certainly costing you enough.
Well, just as long as Miss Bradley's in it, I'll be satisfied. Come on, Daisy.
What seat would you like, Mr. Adams?
Well, why don't you pick me out a nice one?
Oh, thank you, Mr. Adams.
Hey, go a little easy with my dough, will you?
Go easy. What do you want me to be, a playboy miser?
What do you want me to be, a pauper producer? Come on, I'll sit with you.
Oh, no, Kingsley. That'd spoil the whole idea. Besides, you've got work to do outside with the press. Talk it up, Kingsley. Talk it up.
Now, just a minute, Mr. Adams.
The boss says outside. When he says outside, he means outside. Now,
Listen, do you know who you're talking to?
outside.
Here you are, Mr. Adams.
Thank you. Oh, young lady, how would you and the other girls like to see a show sitting down for a change?
Why, swell.
All right, round them up and bring them down here.
Thanks.
Not bad looking for an oil magnate. I could live in a filling station with him. You could, as far as I'm concerned. Sure, look for yourself. Well, even if he is good looking, buying out the whole house for a week, he must be crazy. I hear that's what love does to you.
Girls, get into your costume. Come on, let's go.
All right, come on, bring it up here, will you? Come on, we've only got...
Never seem to spring from my heart. I'm never one who reaches for sentimental speeches. I'm not versed and I'm not rehearsed in the kind of words that are smart. Still I can speak sincerely and tell you just as clearly. You're a sweetheart, if there ever was one. If there ever was one, it's you.
It's very nice of you to say that.
Life without you was an incomplete dream. You are every sweet dream come true.
You know, you're not exactly insomnia yourself.
My search was such a blind one, and I was all at sea. I never thought I'd find one quite so perfect for me.
Well, that makes it unanimous.
You're a sweetheart, if there ever was one. If there ever was one, it's you.
How about you?
You're my sweetheart, if there ever was one. If there ever was one, it's you. Life without you was an incomplete dream. You are every sweet dream come true. My search was such a blind one, and I was all at sea. I never thought I'd find one quite so perfect for me. You're my sweetheart, if there ever was one. If there ever was one, it's you.
Oh, Miss Bradley, where's the dance?
There isn't any.
Oh, yes, there is. See, that's where you're wrong. Come on, Professor, give us a couple of snappy choruses. Give.
Certainly seem to like the show.
Oh, Kingsy, she is delighted. Come on, let's go backstage. I'm dying to meet her.
Just a minute, my gilded playboy. You're through for tonight.
What?
The gag went over great with the newspaper boys, so your day's work is done.
But won't Miss Bradley think it's strange if I don't go back and see her?
I'll just tell her you had another date.
Oh, don't do that.
Well, I'll think of something. Now, run along. That Rolls Royce has cost me $5 an hour. See you tomorrow.
Come in.
All ready, babe?
Well, where is he?
Oh, you know how those rich guys are. Parties, girls chasing after them.
Oh, I can understand that.
He's awfully attractive, and he seems to be a lot of fun, too.
Yeah, but kind of daffy, don't you think? Say, Penny's doubling over at the Harmony House. You want to go over there for a while?
Oh, Don, I'm a little tired tonight. Do you mind if we make it some other time? Yes?
Hello. Am I intruding?
Well, not at all, Mr. Adams. Won't you come in?
Oh, I'm sorry. Just wanted to tell you how much I enjoyed your performance tonight, Miss Bradley.
Well, thanks. I enjoyed yours.
Well, now that you two have met, if you'll excuse us, old man, Miss Bradley's tired. I'm just taking her home.
That's too bad. I thought we might go out and ring some doorbells or something.
Maybe some other time.
Oh, Don, maybe for just an hour or so, huh?
That's fine.
Okay, Toots.
Come in, Penny. Come in and meet our audience. Mr. Adams, this is my friend, Miss Norris. You haven't got a brother, have you?
No, I'm sorry, I haven't. We're just going out for a little celebration. Wouldn't you and your boyfriend like to join us?
Who told you I had a boyfriend?
Oh, the cute ones always have.
Get him. He's not only rich, he says things. Come on, everybody.
Daisy.
Yes, sir.
I'll get the table. We'll buy these back on the way out.
Hail, the shoestring genius.
Hello, Short Circuit.
I see you're still on your liquid diet.
Feeling pretty cocky with that gold-plated cowboy in tow.
Yeah, gold-plated cowboy in tow.
I've seen him before, someplace.
Of course you have. Comes to me like a flash. I was with you.
Where was it?
Anywhere you say.
Anywhere I...
Well, we're all here. Start buying.
Good evening, sir. Good evening. Champagne for everybody.
Everybody?
Well, just at this table.
I will give you Paul Roger, 1926.
And I will give you Mickey Finn, 1937.
We sold out tonight. I wonder how they did at the Milk Fund benefit.
If it hadn't have been for Mr. Adams, you wouldn't have sold any seats for tonight.
Yeah, he certainly came in handy.
Now, see here, Don. The Milk Fund appointed me representative for our show. And I think after the break you've had, you ought to donate tonight's receipts.
But it isn't all mine. You see, I've got backers.
You've simply got to give your share, whatever it is. Promise?
Well, that seems fair enough, Kingsy.
Well, all right, I'll give you a check in the morning. And don't call me Kingsy.
You wait here. I'm going over and give that lug king a little rousting around.
Yeah, a little rousting around.
So I called on her at her apartment. The most beautiful apartment I ever saw. Nothing like it in Oklahoma. Then she met me at the door in a gorgeous sort of,
I just came over to make sure where that strong odor of success was coming from.
Now, Fred, why can't you be nice? Make yourself at home. Grab a chair and sit down. Give me that. Fred, I'm glad you're here. We're just going to play a little game. Move over.
What kind of a game?
It's called Pinchy Winchy. You just do to the next person exactly what I do to you. See? Like this. Pinchy Winchy.
Pinchy Winchy. Doesn't make sense.
Oh, relax. Funny things never do. Besides, how would you know? Itchy, witchy, witchy.
Pinchy winchy.
Pinchy winchy.
Pinchy, witchy.
Pinchy winchy.
Nosy Wozy.
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 Fatty, 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 fatty.
Watty, watty, watty.
Ready, ready, ready.
Fatty waddy.
Waddy, waddy, waddy.
Ready, ready, ready.
see anything funny about this. Trying to make a sucker out of me, huh? I ought to punch you in the nose.
Say the word, boss, and I'll tear his arm off at the hip.
Take it easy, Daisy. I knew he was a lug, but I didn't know what a lug. No sense of humor. No. Imagine a guy getting sore over a harmless little joke. Now, who did that? Who's trying to be so funny around here? Say, do you know what that party cost last night?
I should. I paid the check.
Yeah, with my money.
Oh, you should kick. Since we started, we've chased a war, a strike, and a Hollywood marriage right off the front page. Publicity that's worth thousands to you, and all I get out of this is the fun of being a millionaire for 1 week.
From where I sit, that's not bad. Why, you're tossing my dough away like it's spinach.
If I were a millionaire, that's just what I'd do. However, you can call the whole thing off if you've lost your courage.
Did you ever hear my courage question?
I never even heard it mentioned.
And another thing, you're putting the work on a little too strong with Betty.
Oh, you shouldn't worry. Remember, you said I didn't have any romance?
Yeah, but maybe she has.
Gentlemen, I'm sorry. He's in confidence, and he'll be there all week.
That's what you said.
That's all right, good day. No, I wouldn't be a millionaire for nothing, even if I had money. You look swell, Chief.
Oh, thanks, Daisy. There you are. Buy yourself a lollipop.
Thanks.
Do you know where he went to lunch?
If I did, I wouldn't tell you.
Did he give you that?
Sure.
That guy.
That guy what?
Oh, great guy.
Yeah.
Great guy.
He's a great guy.
You see how careful I am? Daisy's my chaperone.
A wise protection. You know how I am.
You want me to send out for some etchings?
What's that?
It's Daisy, scraping the toast. That sound makes me think I'm back home.
I can get up by myself. No alarm clock on the shelf. No one has to say, wake up, my dear. I can tell right to the dot when the coffee's getting hot. Just about that time I always hear scraping the toast, scraping the toast. When breakfast rolls around, I hear that funny sound. Scraping the toast, a zizza, a zazza, a scraping the toast. 3 cheers for rye and white. Let's burn that bread up right. Oh, every mother and wife has the time of her life with that knife in the morning. Scraping the toast in every kitchen from coast to coast. When morning rolls around, those breakfast makers, those income takers, they start the day scraping the toast. Scraping the toast, scraping that toast. When breakfast rolls around, I hear that funny sound. That's not toast. Hey, you burned that bread okay. Oh, every mother and wife has the time of her life with that knife in the morning. So, you're scraping toast in every kitchen from coast to coast. When morning rolls around, those breakfast makers, those would-be bakers, they start the day scraping the toast.
you lived through that.
So am I.
Only kind of because I want to make a little touch.
Huh? Why, Betty, do you need money?
No, silly. I want you to become a permanent patron of the Milk Fund.
Oh, well, why didn't you say that?
The way you throw money around, it should be made to do some good.
Well, how much does it cost?
Only $10,000.
$10,000?
Why, the other day, Don gave 1,000, which was very generous for what he's got.
Yeah.
Tom, where did they go to lunch?
They didn't go.
Oh.
Hi, Kingsy.
Thanks for telling me where to meet you. Miss me, baby?
Were your ears burning?
Why? Were you talking about me?
No, I was just telling Hal about your gift to the Milk Fund.
Oh, how could I help myself when you asked me to do it?
Now Betty wants me to contribute to the fund.
Oh, but the drive is all over.
Oh, but I want Hal to become a permanent patron.
Guess that means you got to see the benefit every year. Great idea. A great idea.
Oh, bless your heart. I knew you'd agree with me.
Did you know that to become a permanent patron costs $10,000?
For the love of $10,000?
But think of how much money he has.
I am thinking.
Well, I don't see why you should get excited over the way Hal spends his money.
But Betty, you see, Don is a businessman, and he appreciates that a dollar's a dollar.
Well, if he tries to stop you, I'll never speak to him again.
Oh, now, baby, I didn't mean the idea isn't a swell one. Go on, Hal, don't be a piker. Give Betty the 10 grand. You can take it off your income tax.
Why, I never thought of that. I'll have to go to my deposit box.
Yeah, go to your deposit box.
Say, Kingsy, why don't you give Betty your check and I'll reimburse you in the morning?
Yeah, in the morning. What?
Well, that'll be just fine. Go on, Don. Go on. Oh, Hal, you're a honey, isn't he?
Yes, he's a sweetheart, if there ever was one.
Wait here, I'll be right back. Excuse me.
Well, Kingsy, are you glad you found me?
What do you think? Look, here's a demand to pay the balance on the scenery bill or we don't open Saturday night. That little contribution will probably cost me my show.
You mean you're clean?
What's that got to do with it? I'm broke.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kingsy. But I thought you had plenty of money.
I did until I ran into you.
Hal, Don, come here.
What now?
He did? He did? Oh, that's great. I know he'll be tickled to death. Thanks. You've won it, Hal.
I've won what?
The prize for the largest donation of the month to the Milk Fund. It's a big silver plaque. Oh, don't feel so badly, Don. I'm looking forward to the time when you give enough to get one, too.
Yeah, the way things look now, you better have mine made out of whole wheat bread.
Come in.
Hello.
What are you doing back here?
I got lonesome.
Lonesome? Watching the show?
Say, I've seen that show so many times I know it by heart. I can't stand to look at it anymore, unless you're on.
I hope all my audiences feel that way.
So do I.
You know, I'm a little shy when you're around. You're the first millionaire I ever knew.
But I'm not.
You're not what?
Well, I'm not completely at ease myself. You see, you're the first Broadway star that I ever knew.
Then I wish you'd think of me as just another girl from Oklahoma.
That's fine. And I wish you'd think of me as just another snub nose from out west.
You know, I don't know why it is, but I feel that folks from back home are different. It seems that everyone here is a four-flusher of some kind. And that's one thing I can't stand.
Betty, could you stand a man who's broke if he weren't a four-flusher?
Money's not the important thing.
Oh, that's great.
Why all the glee?
Well, you see, Betty, the way things are nowadays, even I might be broke next week.
Miss Bradley?
Yes?
Getting near your number, Miss Bradley.
All right, Jimmy, thanks.
Mr. King asked me to give you this, Mr. Adams. He said he found it sticking in his back.
That's what I like about Don. He's so subtle.
No. Oh, Pappy, you can't marry that little girl. You much too old for her.
Nonsense, my boy. Why, when I married your mammy, she was much younger than that.
But, Pappy, they'll have the law on you.
Does your father want to marry the little girl who recites?
Always belittling, huh? Well, if I get a chance to do my stuff at that Long Island party tonight, you'll see. I'll stand them on their heads.
I hope the girls will be dressed for it.
Wonderful the way you appreciate me.
I could appreciate a fellow like that Hal Adams. Why don't you be like him?
Well, I can act like a gentleman.
Yeah, another of your imitations.
Well, don't worry about my imitations. They're okay. Look, see if you can tell who this is.
Come on, get going. You're holding up the parade.
I know who that is. It's that would-be genius, King.
What's that?
That sounds just like him. He's a bigger dummy than Charlie McCarthy. There's intelligence written all over his face with invisible ink.
Say, what's the matter with her? She gone nuts?
Wait a minute. There's nobody behind that screen. That was me throwing a voice.
Say, what is this?
Get out of here. Get out.
Say, what's the idea?
The idea is that you still owe me for your share of the party last night.
How much is it?
$13.
$13? Why, you only spent $28, and there was 7 of us at the party.
Oh, that's right. Your 7th is $13.
What?
You mean to tell me that you don't know that 13 is 1/7 of 28?
No, you don't know it either.
Okay, I'll prove it.
Well, I'll be waiting to see.
All right. You just wait till I get this off of here. I'll prove it, all right. Now, 28. 7. Now, 7 won't go into 2, will it?
No.
7 will go into 8 one time. Now, 1 times 7 is 7. Now, 7 from 8 is 1. Now, just because we didn't use a 2 the first time, there's no reason to throw it away.
No.
So we bring it down. Now, 7 will go into 21 3 times. 3 times 7 is 21. There you are, 13.
I see it, but I don't believe it.
Okay, then I'll prove it by multiplying.
Any guy that could divide like you can don't need to multiply.
7 times 3 is 21. 7 times 1 is 7. 7 and 1 is 8. Bring down your 2, 28.
Give me that. I'm gonna put down 13 7 times. Add them up and see if you could get 28.
All right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's
There.
enough.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. You got it?
Oh,
Thank you.
Hey, Pete, have you seen Fred Edwards?
Yeah, he's over in Jones' drugstore.
Jones Drugstore?
Yeah.
Thanks, thanks.
That's it, that's it. Take it easy, easy. Hook in there. Hook a hold of that claw. That's it, you win it.
Hey, Fred.
What's the matter with you?
Never mind that. Come on.
Well, what is it?
I got news for you. I was just in a beer parlor over on 10th Avenue.
That's not news.
All right, insult me. After me looking all over town for somebody from Oklahoma.
You found somebody?
The very guy, a real old-timer, one of those Oklahoma Cherokees. He knows everybody out there. I heard him spouting over this bar.
Is he there now?
Unless the place burnt down in the last 10 minutes.
Lead me to him.
Lead you to him.
Whiskey? You call that soothing syrup whiskey? Ah, why in Oklahoma we use that stuff to put out fires? I want something to start one.
Partner, did I hear you say you were from Oklahoma?
You ain't heard nothing else but...
I'd like to drink to that. What'll it be?
Give me some more of that fire water, but this time leave the ashes in it.
2 beers. I suppose you must know a lot of people in Oklahoma.
Every living soul, and a few dead ones.
Ever know the Adams family?
I reckon I do, but I'm terribly bad on names.
Adams, the oil millionaires.
Oh, them Adams. Know 'em well, raised with 'em.
Yeah, raised with them. Would you know the son Hal when you see him?
Like the back of my hand.
What's he look like?
A little short, dark fella.
Little short, dark fella.
Say, how would you like to make some money?
What do you want me to do?
Go to a swell party on Long Island.
All right. For $10?
Okay, for $10.
11 with the tax?
Night. Who is this Mr. Jeters who's giving the party?
I don't know. He's some big advertising man. I've never met him.
But they said the party was being given in your honor.
That's right.
I'm letting someone else pick up a check for a change.
And is it a pleasure?
Only room for 2 more in here.
That's just right, my friend Kingsy. We'll see you later.
You see seem to get slapped a lot.
Not as much as I did back home.
Well, I wouldn't be discouraged. Things will pick up.
I'm not discouraged. I heard from Cousin Cass.
What's the news?
Oh, he plays a hot hog.
I believe I heard you mention that.
Oh, sure, he's on his way here. He was in New Jersey yesterday and Pittsburgh today.
Pittsburgh? That's the wrong direction.
Well, he couldn't turn down a ride in the Rolls Royce.
He sounds like a smart fella.
Oh, sure, and so is his Hal Adams.
What do you mean?
I just heard him call Miss Bradley something.
You heard Hal Adams call Miss Bradley something?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, what'd he call her?
Let me see now. Can't think of it right now.
Well, have you any idea what it started with?
Yeah, it starts with a B.
B? Was it beautiful?
No.
Was it baby?
No.
Was it buxom?
What?
Buxom?
No.
It couldn't
No.
be. No, I figure it wouldn't be that. He called her something that started with a B.
Oh, I got it.
What?
Honey.
Honey starts with a B?
Oh, yeah.
I have a confession to make. I had a reason for giving this party tonight.
Just for a swell party like this, you don't need a reason.
No, you don't understand. Briefly, my agency wants to use you in our new super campaign.
Use me?
Oh, now, don't be offended, Mr. Adams. Everyone does it, you know. The Oklahoma millionaire playboy wears classy-cut clothes, eats musho shot out of guns, smokes.
There you are. Fame.
Of course, I know you're not interested in the money, a mere $15,000.
$15,000?
I shouldn't say there was anything near about $15,000.
I'm sorry, Mr. Jeters, but I'll have to refuse.
Maybe I can raise the amount a trifle, say...
No, sir, it's not the money, you see. It's the principle of the thing. I hope you're not too disappointed.
Well, it'll help if Miss Bradley will favor me with a dance.
Of course.
I'll wait here for you.
Do you mind if we don't dance? I want to talk to you about something.
Not at all, Mr. Jeters. What is it?
Maybe you could persuade Mr. Adams to sign my contract, Miss Bradley.
Just what makes you think I have any influence over them?
Oh, I'm sort of intuitive about those things. And $15,000 would be a nice contribution to charity.
It certainly would.
Here's the contract. And you'll be doing me a big favor if you'll bring it in with young Adams' name on it.
Well, I'll try.
Oh, you two know each other, of course.
Oh, yes.
Then if you'll excuse me, I'll go and look after things.
You better count the silver. Well, how's the romance of the century coming on?
You shouldn't worry so much about it.
No, but maybe you should.
Why?
I have a hunch the oil your Mr. Adams deals in is banana oil.
Are you hurt?
No, but your vase is.
Oh, accidents will happen.
But it wasn't any accident.
Oh, forget it.
Well, ain't you gonna have me pinched?
I should say not. My mother-in-law gave me that monstrosity for a wedding present, and I've hated it for years.
Oh, ain't there no justice? Oh.
Here, pick that up.
What's the idea?
Well, boss, I guess I gotta tell you. You remember what I told you about winning my double S?
Yeah?
Well, that's yodeled twice on the Hudson. Sing, sing.
Well, what about it?
Well, boss, I gotta get back there. They need me. Look, I got this from the boys this afternoon. That's the team. The old bunch. And I was the best tackle they ever had.
Nice-looking bunch of boys.
They don't make them any better. But they need me, Chief. Last week, the cops beat them 21-0.
No.
Yes.
Well, that's bad. But look, try and work it out some other way. Will you don't do anything around here, you'll get me into trouble.
Okay, Chief, but I gotta get back. The team.
Hiya, Cherokee. Now listen, if the young fella isn't really Hal Adams, will you show him up?
At the top of my voice, the varmint.
Good. And remember, it's for the honor of Oklahoma.
What's the idea? Is this another one of your sour publicity stunts?
Maybe. Oh, hello, Mr. Jeters. This is Cherokee Charlie, who knows every living soul in Oklahoma.
And some of the dead ones.
I thought he and Hal Adams ought to have a lot in common. Maybe.
Oh, sure.
Well, that's fine. Why, it's turning out to be old home night. But where's young Adams? Come, we'll go find him.
No, Mr. Jeters. You wait here. I'll go get him.
Come here, Cherokee. I want you to meet the folks. This is Cherokee Charlie from Oklahoma. Came over to say hello to Hal Adams.
Howdy, folks.
Hal, I'm just trying to realize that that's the same moon that used to come up every night behind Schneider's grocery store.
It's a wonderful age we're living in.
I wouldn't have missed this week of it for anything.
Neither would I.
You know, I used to think girls who went into contests were silly. And the first thing I knew, I was in one myself. And then all of a sudden, there I was, the winner, and scared to death.
Why?
Well, it meant coming to New York and meeting a lot of strange people. But I'm glad I did.
Betty, there's something I want to tell you about myself. Something that may make you think of me a lot differently.
You're not married.
Oh, no, nothing like that.
Then I don't want to hear about it. Not tonight.
But you really should know.
All I know is that I'm happy. And that's all I want to know.
Oh, there you are. Betty, do you mind? I'd like to speak to Hal a minute.
Not at all. See you later.
You gotta scram out of here right away. I'll say you ate something or something.
What's the matter?
Edwards is here with an old geezer from Oklahoma who knows everybody, and he wants to see you. Now beat it out that way, grab a taxi, and I'll see you in town.
Now, wait a minute. It won't do any good to run away. If anybody's gonna do any telling, I want to do it myself.
Now, Palsy, don't be hasty about this. This might be serious.
Well, there he is now. Mr. Adams.
Who's that?
Hal Adams from your Oklahoma.
Here he comes.
Well, looks like our last headline's gonna be a pip.
Well, son, I ain't seen you since I used to ride you on my knee. Put it up.
That was quite some time ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. It sure is a pleasure to see you again, surrounded by all this beautiful food. How's your pappy?
You know Hal's father? Let me get you a sandwich.
Know him, old Peter Adams, the salt of the earth, and full of pepper, too. The first time I seen your pappy, he was walking a barbed wire fence in his bare feet. I laughed so hard I dropped the wildcat.
Let me get you a sandwich.
I thought you told me young Adams was a little dark fellow.
Well, can I help it if he growed up?
Banana oil, eh? You better get some of it for your bearings.
Thanks, son, thank you. And I'll tell you some more about your pappy. Me and him was scalped by Indians once.
Scalped? But look at the head of hair you got now.
Scalped bald as eagles.
You don't say.
I do say. But the Indians took pity on me and gave me their secret. The method by which old Chief Frosty Hips restored our hair.
How did he do it?
Friend, I'm glad you asked me that. I'm glad you asked. Gather round a little closer, please, and I will guarantee that you will not regret this slight interruption of the festivity. Well, there you are, folks. The old Indian fighter's bomb, a salve to cure all ill. Now, it just so happens that I've only got about 20,000 cans of this miraculous remedy left. But while it lasts, I assure you it'll grow hair on the best or a Mexican. All right, folks, gather round and make your purchases. Make your purchases.
Here you are, you old faker.
Thanks.
We Oklahomans have to stick together.
Well, you got away with it.
Yeah, but from now on, I want to get away from it.
What's this?
Well, it's just that I'm soured on the whole setup. Say, Kingsley, you take Betty home for me, will you?
It'll be a pleasure, but what am I going to tell her?
Well, that's up to you. Anyway, it was fun while it lasted. Oh, yeah. General Burgoyne, my sword. I'm just keeping the money that I had when we met.
Wait a minute. What are you going to do?
I'm going to put the millionaire playboy back in the storybook. Give me a chord, please. Ladies and gentlemen, during the past week, I've been a pretty selfish fellow. And I take great pleasure in announcing that beginning tomorrow night, the tickets for OO Oklahoma are going on general sale. And just to give you an idea of the bargain that you're getting, I'm going to ask Miss Betty Bradley if she'll sing a song for us.
Go on, Betty.
In my dreams and in my heart, you're everywhere I go. You haunt me constantly. I think it's love. In fact, I know. So it's love. At last I made my mind up, and we ought to plan our love so that we can wind up together. So it's me, because you weren't choosy. Everything's to gain for me, not a thing to lose. So it's you, and why should I deny it? You and I know what to do. Would you like to try together? So it's love, might as well accept our destiny. Since it's love, and it's you, and it's me. So it's love, at last I made my mind up, and we ought to plan our love so that we can wind up together. So it's me, because you weren't choosy. Everything's to gain for me, not a thing to lose.
Come on, Daisy, we're leaving.
So it's you, and why should I deny it? You and I know what to do. Would you like to try together? So it's love, might as well accept our destiny. Since it's love, and it's you, and it's me.
Back to New York.
Yes, sir. Say, boss, you're sure running out on a swell party.
She certainly is.
So unlike him to leave without saying anything.
What was he talking to you about out on the porch?
He was trying to tell me something when you came cracking in.
I'll tell you what it was, Betty. But you gotta prepare yourself for a shock. Hal's a phony.
What?
He broke down and told me so himself. I guess he saw I've been suspicious of him right along.
Well, there must be some mistake.
Yes, and we made it. I'm telling you, I may confess everything. He isn't from Oklahoma, and he isn't a millionaire.
Well, he certainly gave a good imitation of one.
You're telling me.
But he must have had some money.
He did. And he blew it all trying to make an impression on you. I hope he didn't succeed. To think how he pulled the wool over my eyes. I'm afraid he's destroyed my faith in human nature. But, well, I always was an old softy anyway.
No matter what he is, or what he's ever done, he's still all right with me.
When you make up your mind to find out about something, lady, you sure make up your mind.
He's either awfully busy or a direct descendant of Rip Van Winkle.
I was asleep.
We can't believe it.
Where's Hal, Daisy?
He ain't here. He scrammed last night.
Where'd he go?
I don't know. He just scrammed. I never was so disappointed in anybody in my life, leaving me in a spot like this.
Leaving you in a spot.
Well, he promised to help get me back in jail.
I don't think you're awake yet.
Didn't he say anything about where he was going?
Only that he was going to go make something of himself.
Did he say anything about me?
Plenty. It's your fault that he beat it. Said he wasn't good enough for you and that he never wanted to see you again till he amounted to something.
And that's why he scrammed.
Ain't it awful? He left all these swell clothes and the only thing that fits me is the handkerchiefs.
Now, take it easy. When you've been around this town for a while, you'll learn it's not unusual for a guy to run out on a gal.
Yes, and it's not unusual for a girl to run after him. And you're going to help me find him.
Look, Betty, I'm going to make a big star out of you. Why don't you forget about that boy and concentrate on me for a while? You know I'm a genuine article.
The jury's still out on that.
I know he's in there, and I'm going to see him. Now, see here, King.
Hello, Mr. Martin.
Listen, you've been stalling me off on my scenery bill long enough. I want $13,600 from you, or your show doesn't open tonight.
Why, Mortensen, I'm surprised. What in the world made you think I'm not going to pay up?
A little tip from Fred Edwards.
Malicious gossip. You're not going to believe what that muzzler says.
No, not if you pay up.
Sorry I neglected that account. I'll send you a check over to your office this afternoon.
All right, and remember, the amount is $13,600.
Well, you know you can trust me, old man.
Sure I can trust you for exactly 4 hours.
John, would you sell half of your interest in the show for $15,000?
Oh, don't taunt me, Tootsie Boo.
Well, would you?
Where are you going to get $15,000?
Well, where are you going to get $13,600?
You got me there.
Listen, you wait here. I might come back with a new partner for you. Come on, Penny. But why? What I want to know is why. Hal has the foolish idea that I'm too good for him, just because I've got the job that I have. Well, I'm going to make him my boss just as soon as I get that $15,000 from Mr. Jeters. Jeters? Sure, he told me last night I'd be doing him a favor if I brought in this contract with Hal's name on it. And that's just what I'm going to do.
There you are, Miss Bradley. And I hope it goes to a good cause.
You can depend on that, Mr. Jeters. And I hope you make $1 million selling Hal's testimonials.
It was big of Mr. Adams to let you have his signature.
Rich men can afford to be big. Come on, Penny. Here you are, sir. Get it while it's hot. 15,000 iron men.
You didn't.
Oh, but I did. For which I want an assignment of half your interest in Oklahoma made out to Hal Adams.
What?
Come, hurry. You've got to be getting over to Mortensen's if we're going to open tonight.
But, Betty, I don't
Haste
understand.
makes success, my chickadee. A memo will do until your secretary draws up a bill of sale.
But I don't understand.
Of course, if you're not interested.
Here, give me that. Boy, will Mortensen be mortified. There's your memo. Boy, I'm so happy I won't even ask you where you got it. Finally got a break. I finally got a break.
Funny thing, we used to have a young fellow working here who was a dead ringer for him.
That's it, the waiter. Where's the phone?
Right over there.
What, Edwards? That's impossible. A waiter? You did? He did? Say. Yes, I'll come in town right away.
Hey, Love Boat, get ready to kill the people.
It's about time. This show's been harder to open than a streetcar window.
Yeah, but it's going to be a hit, then we'll all have steady jobs. So, how's about you and me hitchhiking down to City Hall tomorrow and doing that thing?
Not a chance. I've already got a father, mother, and a fur coat to support.
Oh, say, how's the house?
Stuffed.
Well, he made it.
Made what?
Cousin Caspi's right on time. Ain't it truly wonderful?
What's wonderful about it?
Well, did you ever hitchhike with a hob? Besides, he bought my accordion.
That's hitchhike.
Listen, I've had just about enough of you. I don't want your cousin Casper and his heavenly ukulele, and I don't want you and that stomach piano.
I'll tell my uncle.
Tattletale.
Take it away.
Oklahoma's glory stands through all the passing years, a tribute to the cavalcade of early pioneers. Of all her treasured memories, however great or small, Oklahoma gave us one we prize above them all.
And for the new trails you're blazing, we'll always keep praising Oklahoma,
There I was, homeward bound on that bus, listening to the radio, when all of a sudden one of those news commentators chirps up that Jeter's paid me 15 grand for my
But
endorsement.
boss, never mind all that. How am I going to get back in jail?
Hey, what's this about me signing a contract with you?
Well, didn't you?
You know very well I didn't.
All I know is Betty Bradley came in and collected for what I thought was your signature.
Betty did?
Yes. I gave her $15,000 this morning.
Now, look, just calm down and come along with me. We'll find out what this is all about.
Hey, where you going?
I've got to see Betty right away.
You can't see her now. She's got to go on in a minute or we won't have any show.
Well, I don't care whether there's any show or not.
Well, you should. You're part owner of it.
I'm what?
That's right. That's my big surprise. I bought it for you with the testimonial money that you wouldn't take from Jeter's.
But why?
Because if you own part of the show, you'll be my boss. And I'd love taking orders from you.
But, Betty, I haven't any right to that money. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not anything.
Well, you're going to be.
You see, I made him up like a fairy story for the publicity.
Then you're in on it. You'll go to jail, too.
Serves you right. after promising there wouldn't be any more publicity stunts.
But I had to do it, or I couldn't have opened the show.
Oh, the show. I've a notion not to go on in your show.
Don't forget, Hal's a half owner. You've got to go on, if it's only for his half.
There he is.
Now look, Mr. Jeters, if this show goes over, you'll get paid off with interest.
What do you want done, Mr. Jeters?
Just a minute. When will you know if it goes over?
Keep an eye on Kenyon Dale. He's the toughest dramatic critic in town. If he doesn't walk out, we're in. The ticket brokers watch him like hawks.
Where is he?
Come here, I'll show you. That's him.
If he stays through a show, it has a chance?
It's a cinch. And if he laughs or applauds, it's in the bag.
Well, all right. You can go now, thanks.
I can go now, thanks. What's the idea of wasting my time? I got a good notion to sock you.
Yeah? Well, try it and see what happens.
Okay. Well, I guess nothing's gonna happen.
On stage, Miss Bradley.
Holy smoke, why aren't you ready? You know what a stage wait means on an opening night. Hurry up, get going, hurry.
Mr. King, where's Betty?
Dress him.
Well, how are we going to keep the show going?
Is Miss Sedgwick off yet? She's taking bows. Well, even she can't bow that long. Get somebody out there, anybody.
Thanks, boss.
Hey, I don't mean you.
Let me use the syringe for a minute, will you, Bud? Hey, Joe, play me anything in A-flat.
Anything?
Anything.
She's almost ready.
Yes. Hey, wait a minute. You got to do something else. Come on, get out there.
What? Yeah, imitate the little girl.
Hey, it looks like it's too late.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce my cousin Casper. He's the only man living who can play hot music on a harp. Give it to him, Casper.
Get him, or am I seeing things?
Look at old Dale applauding. That's good enough for me. I'm going backstage and make my buy right now.
Go ahead, kid. And you know how much it means.
You bet I do.
The judge and the prosecuting attorney and the Maggie number can't go on. A taxi they were riding in tried to smack over an oil truck.
Oh, everything happens to me.
Wait a minute. I can play the prosecuting attorney. You? Sure, I've seen the show every night for a week, haven't I?
Okay, then I guess I can take a shot at the judge. Come on.
Now that you're a big hit, I guess you won't want to marry me.
Sure I will, honey. Tootsie Sugar Baby Pie, anytime you say.
It's a good thing you said that.
Oh, yes, the court's in session. Judge McGoozlecorp, at his discretion, is here to see that justice shall be done. Kindly come to order, everyone. In his robes, spick and span, here comes his honor.
Order, order, order in the court. Proceed with what you have to say and try to make it short. The people of the state versus Minnie Swing. The charge is murder. She did that thing.
She'll get the chair, at least the can.
Who? Minnie? Yeah, man! Attorney for the people, state your case. Tell it to the jury, lead your ace.
Maggie's dead, and what a shame. And there's the guilty party who was all to blame. You all knew Maggie, at least you should. She was sweet, she was good. Just as fresh as the flowers in spring, till she was murdered by Minnie Swing.
Can you prove it?
Yes, I can.
On the level?
Yeah, man.
Boo-hoo! Boo-hoo! She was sweet and she was true.
You're telling me, I'm telling you. First witness for the state, Miss Mariah Hepplethwaite. Sin and vice, she's out to ban.
Is she really?
Yeah, man!
Miss Mariah, take the stand.
Will you kindly raise your hand? Do you swear to tell the whole truth and only what's true and nothing but the whole truth?
Yes, I do.
Tell your story, every word.
Well, on the night of June the 3rd, while I was trailing lowly vice, I went into the nightclub Paradise. I saw a murder, an awful thing.
Well, who done it?
Minnie Swing.
I object.
Overruled.
I see his honor can't be fooled. Who did she murder? Who did she kill?
She murdered Maggie, and just for a thrill, I seen her when she done it. I was sitting in the place.
The prosecution rests its case.
I'm all tingly with suspense. Defense attorney, make your defense.
Free your client, if you can.
Can you do it?
Yeah, man. My first witness, Sally Jam.
Is she present?
Here I am.
Do you swear to tell the whole truth and only what's true and nothing but the whole truth?
Yes, I do.
Do you know Minnie?
Very well.
How's she rated?
Boy, she's swell. She can truck, she can sing, she can buck and also wing. She's a product of the South, Alabama.
Shut my mouth.
Your witness.
Can I scram?
Just a minute, Sally Jam. Your friend's a killer.
No, she's not. She's just sweet. She's just hot.
She's gonna get 4 yards of rope.
So are you. A hope, a hope, a hope.
All this talk means not a thing.
Now I'm calling Minnie Swing.
Do you swear to tell the whole truth and only what's true and nothing but the whole truth?
Deed I do.
Tell your story.
Thank you, sir. I deny I murdered her. Since I've known Maggie, 15 years, she's been dead as Kelly's ears. I'm being framed. You're giving me the knife. I really brought her back to life. Don't let justice go amiss. All I did to her was this. When you and I were young, Maggie, when you and I were young, wow, Maggie. Oh, Maggie. Yeah, Maggie. Sweet Maggie, hot Maggie, you said that you'd be true when we were young. Maggie, down at that old bar.
found not guilty, miss, but just the same, you'll swing for this.
Oh, swing! Oh, swing, 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 yeah! Come on, honey, swing for this. And how you can.
Yeah, man. Now we are aged and gray, Maggie. The trials of life are nearly done. Let us sing of the days that are gone. Maggie, when you and I, yes, you and I, when you and I were
There you are. Thanks. Here's your money, Mr. Jeter. Hey, Hal. How about your partner being the best man?
You mean the next best man?
That's enough.
He's the boss.
Come on, give. Laugh. Can't I quit now? They've all gone.
No! What's going on here? Don't you know it's 2 years up the river for packing a gat?
That team!
Oh,